There's trouble on Bangamat Island. Pregnant Ponti is missing. And her baby is due any day now. Serial truant Luty gives the staff a run for their money. Recent rescue Taymur has a breakthrough and begins to embrace jungle school. While Clara and baby Clarita get a second chance at island life. But could a hostile reception mean disaster for this little family? Dawn at the Borneo Orangutan Survival Foundation's Nyaru Menteng facility. It's morning assembly time, the standard routine for the forest school students, as they spill out of bed and make their way to class. But for two other orangutans currently living in the main compound, today is different. Clara and her infant Clarita are in for a big surprise. They've been in this special enclosure for almost 8 weeks. Baby Clarita was kidnapped by a dominant male orangutan on pre-release Salat Island. Mother and baby were reunited. But both were traumatized and suffering from a blistering rash caused by the sap of the rungus tree. Now, after 8 weeks of care, both mother and infant are healed and healthy. And once timid Clara has become a protective parent. Using a branch as a weapon suggests that she's prepared to defend her baby from potential threats. When her caretakers come for her, however, she still trusts them as they coax her out of the safety of her nest bucket. Time for a family weigh-in. 36 kilograms marks a combined gain of 5 kilos since their last checkup. The veterinarian team has decided that this family is ready for its next chapter. They're not going back to their enclosure. They're bound for life on Bangamat Island, one of the pre-release islands where jungle school graduates complete their education before they can return fully to the wild. Their new home is a different island from where Clarita's kidnapper lives. So this move will give them a fresh start. The road to forest freedom for Clara and Clarita has been bumpy. But hopefully this time, things will be a little smoother. At Bangamat Island, a search team of local Teknisi staff is already hard at work, scouring the coast. Pregnant female Ponti has been missing for 3 days. The Teknisi have checked all her usual hangouts. But at nearly 50 hectares, Bangamat has a lot of ground to cover. In the wild, female orangutans typically have their first baby when they're around 16 years old. 11-year-old Ponti is very young to be a first-time mum, even for a rehab orphan who tend to breed earlier. So the team is concerned. Their calls draw the local residents out of the shadows. But there's no sign of Ponti. Then, one technician spots something new. A sleeping nest. And inside is Ponti. It's possible she's built this nest to give birth. An orangutan in labour can spend up to 5 days in her birthing nest. She doesn't seem distressed at this point. So the technicians decide they'll come back to check on her in a few hours. At the compound clinic, 2 orphans are about to get a breath of fresh air. Kajora's worms have finally hit the road. And Shiro's back in action since defeating her double whammy of dengue fever and dysentery. When babysitter Sri decides it's time for class, Shiro's bravado vanishes. Kajora, who has a reputation as an escape artist, is keen to get out the door. But it seems Shiro would rather stay in the clinic.
Shiro, Shiro, ayo, ayo, Shiro, ayo Shiro, Shiro, ayo, Shiro, ayo Shiro.
Perhaps a visit to Kajora's Junior Group 2 class will be an easy transition to help Group 5 Shiro get back into the swing of things. It doesn't take long for Shiro to take to the trees. But she seems hesitant about joining the younger students. Lucky for her, Valentino, Utris and Madara love it when the older orphans show up in their class. Shiro reaches out for a game. And Valentino obliges. Just what Shiro needs after being so sick. At Forest Group 3, the daily snack basket is at the centre of all the action. But one student hangs back on the fringes. It's 5-year-old female Luty. Luty was kept as an illegal pet for more than 2 years, longer than any other orphan at jungle school. She's been in forest school for almost a year, but is taking a long time to adapt to the crowded chaos of class.
Nanti dulu.
Her babysitters make sure she's not left out. But Luty's an easy target for some of her hungry classmates. Jumbo steals her soybean snack. She gets a banana instead. But Jati pounces. Luty has developed a bad habit to cope with this bullying. Every day, while the babysitters are distracted, she takes off. At the quarantine site, 16-year-old Kasper has been in isolation for the past 2 months. He and 17 other jungle school graduates have been waiting here for their health clearances before their final release into the wild. 8 weeks ago, the staff selected these 18 orangutans on the pre-release islands. King Kasper threw the team some unexpected challenges, but they managed to bring in all the release candidates. Now, their wait for the wild is almost over. They've all completed the compulsory quarantine period, and their final medical results are in. Kasper and all the other candidates have passed with flying colours. But moving 18 large orangutans requires complex planning. The staff discuss the final logistics. They've done this before. Since 2012, the Borneo Orangutan Survival Foundation has successfully released 167 orangutans to the wild. These lucky orphans are just 24 hours away from freedom. In the dense forest near the new baby house, the newest arrivals that are still under quarantine are being encouraged to explore. Josh had a broken wrist when he was rescued 2 weeks ago, but there's no sign of injury from the way he's climbing now. Nearby, another quarantine student is trying to make a friend. Two-year-old Taymur has been aloof and even a bit mean to the other newcomers since he arrived. Today, he seems to want to bond with 9-month-old Topan. But the tiny tot isn't quite sure what to make of Taymur's rough love. When she slips out of the hammock, the severely underweight infant clings to Taymur like she would her mother. Topan is desperate for rescue, so Taymur goes in to give some comfort. This moment of connection may help both of them through this early stage of their journey towards a wild life. But they'll have to put their bonding on hold. Topan has an appointment with vet Leah. She's still half the weight she should be. But this little female is making big improvements. Taymur watches as his little buddy gets a sweet treat. And for once, demands no attention for himself. In the heart of Bangamat Island, the Teknisi have set up a new feeding platform for the more intrepid residents. Borneo's jungles flood every year in the rainy season, so being able to navigate over water is a crucial skill. Orangutans aren't built to swim, as their dense bodies sink rather than float. But crossing a rope bridge is a walk in the park for these arboreal apes. Even Kessie, with her missing hand, isn't fazed by the obstacle course. She's become much braver since her arrival to Bangamat Island. But she still prefers eating alone. She can't sit in her usual spot under the platform here, so she improvises. As she munches away on her favourite turnips, something catches her attention. She moves in for a closer look. But there are no ropes to get her there. At first, she walks on submerged trees to keep her head above water. But then, she actually swims. This is very unusual. Drowning is a major cause of orangutan deaths. But orangutans who grow up in rehab appear to be more curious than those in the wild. Kessie's motivation for this risky choice is, of course, food. What she spied were termites. And now she has VIP access to their nest hidden inside the tree. She tries to suck them out. But the nest is deep. She breaks off a stick. And using her lips and the nub of her handless wrist to manipulate it, she's able to dig deeper. It's a clever bit of tool use. Kessie's missing hand could be considered a disadvantage. But during her years at jungle school, she's become a master innovator. Renegade Luty has slipped out of her Group 3 class to play hooky. Babysitter Sri is on her way to Group 2 with a plan for a special foraging lesson. When Luty appears to catch a whiff of a certain aroma. Whatever's in Sri's basket has got Luty very excited. If Sri wants to get to her lesson with Group 2, she may have to give Luty a preview. Durians, an orangutan favourite. The stench of this fruit has been described as like used gym socks. But for Luty, it's heaven. There's a dark side to these fruits, though. They grow naturally in the forest, but are also cultivated by farmers. The smell lures wild orangutans into plantations, where they're at great risk. When Luty was rescued, she was being kept as an illegal pet near a durian orchard. It's possible her mother was killed while raiding the fruit, which is also likely how baby Luty was captured. With her craving satisfied, she takes off again. Sri will eventually follow Luty and return her to class. But first, she sets up her lesson for Group 2. She plants the fruit in a kind of treasure hunt. Durians are a rare treat for jungle schoolers, so there's no telling how they'll react. And the orphans the lesson is aimed at aren't the most motivated students. Just up the boardwalk, it's Valentino and his best buds Utrus and Madara, who are about to sit Sri's test. When triple trouble are together, classwork is not the priority. Perhaps a putrid delicacy will change their tune.
Yeah.
As babysitter Sri approaches, she's bombarded by curious noses. What's that lovely stench? And where's it coming from? Sri reveals a piece of stinky treasure. And Valentino, as usual, makes a grab for it. It's time to put the troublesome trio to the test. Utrus is first to spot the durian. But, surprisingly, it's usual class clown Valentino who takes charge. He even knows how to untie it. Sri has thoughtfully prepped the fruit. But the fleshy bit is hidden inside the husk. He solves the puzzle in seconds. Yum! Will he share with his best bud, Utrus? Not a chance. For Valentino, the taste of victory is sweet. On the Rungan River, the transfer truck arrives at Sungai Gohong village carrying Clara and baby Clarita. From here, they'll go by boat to Bangamat Island. Clara appears quite calm, and sleeping Clarita is clearly unfazed by the trip. Time for the final leg of the journey. The male who snatched Clarita is far away on another pre-release island. Their new home on Bangamat will hopefully provide the more stable environment this family needs to thrive before their potential release into a true wilderness. The usual meet and greet crew is gathered. But something's wrong with Kessie. She's unusually agitated about the presence of Parko, one of the big males. Kessie's anxiety is a warning to the team. Releasing nervous Clara, who is so protective of her baby Clarita, could be a bad move. The Technisi decide to watch and wait. They can't risk releasing Clara until all is calm. At the pre-release quarantine facility, Kasper spies vet Leah. An ominous sign. She's queen of the sedation needle. So her presence can only mean one thing. 15-year-old Stuart's been through this dance before. But Leah is super sneaky. As the sedative kicks in, Stuart's off to dreamland. The team's equipping each release candidate with a tracking device. New radio tracking technology means the transmitters are now so tiny they can be surgically implanted under each orangutan's thick neck skin. The signal they emit allows the post-release monitoring team to find each release candidate to check their progress in the wild. Stuart has his transmitter. Kasper is next in line. Forest school ditcher Luty has finally reached her goal. Every day when she escapes class, she heads for the playground. She gets all the toys to herself. There are even new orange barrels to explore. But there's a catch. Official recess is still a few hours away. So the usual hidden snacks are all missing. That's okay. Luty's got another plan. It looks like the coast is clear. She knows there's always fruit under the long-term holding enclosures. But the real treasure is up above. Inside are older orangutans who are waiting for space on the pre-release islands. But they're used to Luty turning up every day. Now, what have they got here? Nope. That's the ticket. She's got an all-you-can-eat buffet and freedom from pushy classmates. It doesn't get much better than this. At the new arrivals quarantine class, Tiny Tot Topan is about to receive her first lesson. baby orangutans start learning from their mothers on day 1. So it's never too early for a gentle tutorial. Orangutans mainly stay hydrated from all the fruit they eat. But they do use tools to collect water. Topan isn't keen. So Mia decides to try something a bit more exciting. Borneo is a biodiversity hotspot for carnivorous pitcher plants. The fluid inside traps insects that provide nutrients for the plants, and can also serve as a great thirst quencher. Topan, however, has a different priority. Josh watches with interest, and Mia knows just how to bring him in for a closer look. A little milk incentive goes a long way. Josh just wants his buckle back. But Taymur seems curious about these odd cups. His traumatic upbringing in Kuwait as an illegal pet has made him a difficult student since he arrived. Today, he seems to be beginning to embrace his new life at jungle school. He's still a bit mischievous, though. Taymur's acing this lesson. But with a wild classroom comes hidden danger. Borneo is home to hundreds of snake species, some of them highly venomous. So the babysitters don't take any chances. But someone's missing. Topan. That's enough learning for today. The search team is back on Bangamat Island to check in with pregnant Ponti. The Teknisi head for her nest. But it's empty. There are numerous reasons as to why she might have moved on. So finding her is now urgent. The search is back on. But the team is running out of daylight. At the main compound, Alba, a rare albino orangutan, has recovered from typhoid fever and is back to her role as queen of her socialization enclosure. Today, Alba and her entourage are getting a new puzzle to solve. Hidden inside this knotted bag is a tasty treat. Alba can smell it, but she can't figure out how to access the snack, which is the whole point. It's like a Rubik's Cube for orangutans. Anu doesn't flinch when the Queen steals his bag. He just steals hers right back. Maybe someone else has had better luck. Alba tries her death stare on Keegan to see if she'll share. But she hasn't figured it out either. The Queen isn't known for her patience. Hang on, what's this? Where's it come from? Up above, Anu uses his teeth to rip open the puzzle. Alba hasn't tried that yet. She copies Anu's method. And it works. It's popcorn. This is a small triumph for Alba. But she wouldn't have been able to do it without her friends. So she shares. Learning from each other like this is a positive sign for their future, as they'll be living together on a special island created just for Alba and her friends. On Bangamat Island, Clara and Clarita wait in their travel cage for the technisi to decide whether or not it's safe to release them. Parko still holds the platform. And nervous Kessie remains agitated by his presence. The big male has been busy stuffing his face with fruit. But finally, it seems he's done. Parko hasn't gone far, though. Female Ping, the official island greeter, immediately welcomes Clara. Suddenly, Parko's back. Clara tries to escape, but Ping and Parko are on her tail. This type of confrontation could be how baby Clarita was snatched by a male on their previous island. If Clara doesn't get away, it could happen all over again. One of the technisi distracts Parko. And Clara makes a break for it with Clarita. She can't run from the big male forever, though. Then, Parko gently sniffs her baby. This is a tense moment. Parko lets the family go in peace. The last 8 weeks at Nyaru Menteng seem to have renewed Clara's confidence as a mother. This is a great fresh start for her and baby Clarita. the main compound, some of the male residents sound the alarm bells. Luty's busted. Babysitter Rossini is first on the scene. But where's Luty gone? Rossini's going to need backup. Technisi supervisor Muliono is used to this drill. Luty's been ditching class every day for months, so he knows how to wrangle her. But wily Luty isn't going to make this easy. Gotcha! Luty's behaviour is a double-edged sword. Ditching class shows that she's independent and has initiative, which are essential qualities to master forest school. But if she keeps skipping her lessons, Luty may not gain the skills she'll need to survive in the wild. Her actions have more immediate consequences, though. She's missing out on playtime on the lawn. Today, the forest school kids get to try out the new orange barrels. Litty's not sure what to make of them. But big boy Benny's made himself right at home. He's even got his own popcorn dispenser. Benny's going to have to share, though. At the new baby house, it's time for bed for the nursery school kids. The babysitters set up the laundry baskets to the soundtrack of Mochi's new musical instrument. One student isn't ready for the end of the day. Previously timid Wine is now so brave she even attempts an escape. With a little bit of gardening along the way. But the babysitters are on to her. That's enough fun for today. As the sun begins to set on Bangamat Island, the search team still hasn't spotted Ponti, who could have given birth by now. They have one more trick before they call it a day. An evening food drop isn't the standard routine, but Vet Greg and the Technisi hope the sweet incentive will bring Ponti out of hiding.
Yo, Ponti, Ponti, yo.
Hanyu and Sapa take advantage of the bonanza. But there's no sign of Ponti. Then, a familiar figure. It's Ponti. And clinging to her side, her brand new baby. Greg needs to get a closer look to check the baby's sex and make sure nothing's wrong. He knows just what to do. Ponti's very cautious. But she seems to trust Greg.
Makan yuk.
As they gently move in,
Nih. Tuh.
her baby's protesting squeals are a reassuring sign.
Tuh.
The newborn is healthy. And Greg finds the answer he was looking for.
Oh, jantan.
It's a boy. Ponti takes the chance to eat. And her little one gets the best comfort food a baby could ask for. Thanks to the Borneo Orangutan Survival Foundation, this newborn has the chance to grow up safely with his mother and a potential future in the wild. At pre-release quarantine, Kasper is recovering from his successful tracking device surgery. But some information has just arrived from the team at the release site. 2 other big, cheek padded males have been seen in the area where they planned to release Kasper. If they stick around, it could mean the king won't be returning to the wild anytime soon.